When you take a picture, do you by reflex look at the back of your camera to see how it came out or what you got? Me too. Being able to see what you just shot is a great benefit to photographers, but it also has a dark side. Let's talk about it. I don't know who coined the term chimping, but the verb chimping, or to chimp, refers to the habit of taking a picture and immediately looking at the back of your camera. The term itself, if I'm remembering correctly from way back in the early digital days, refers to the sound we photographers would make while excitedly looking at the image and pointing to how great we thought the photo was. Which is to say, it's only natural, I suppose. Back in the film days, you couldn't see the image right away. You'd have to send the film out and wait for it to come back. And with the immediate gratification of digital, how could we not get excited? The photo we just took was right there, right away. This is standard operating procedure now, but it was novel at the time. Like everyone else, I have the urge to review what just happened over the last 30 seconds or minute or what have you. Did I nail the first kiss? Was my lighting and composition on point when the groom dipped the bread at the end of the first dance? Did I get the bouquet hanging in the air just so after the bride tossed it? I want to know. But I either got it or I didn't, and no amount of review is going to change that one way or the other. I can't retake that photo. And while my head is down and I'm distracted looking at that screen, something else important might be happening that I'm missing. As primarily an event photographer, I try to keep my camera up and my eyes scanning in front of me, so if something happens, I'm prepared to capture it. With the advent of real-time live view in the rear LCD screen, I don't have to bring the camera up to my eye to compose an image, so things are easier in that regard. However, if I'm looking down and reviewing the images I just took, my eyes are very far away from the prize. Taking a picture and then immediately reviewing it meant that I was looking at my camera and not through it, so if something was happening in front of me, I would miss the moment. There are times I'm really glad I have the option to review an image right away, and others where it interrupts my rhythm. I know you can turn the image review off so the photo doesn't immediately appear on the LCD screen, or inside the viewfinder in the case of mirrorless cameras. I just find the option too helpful to completely turn off. I'm trying to wean myself from reviewing every image, saying to myself, don't chimp, keep shooting. It's a work in progress. Having the ability to review your lighting right away can actually speed up your workflow, if you can resist the urge to continue looking at the photos. Once you dial in your lighting for the family formals or your dance floor reception lighting, it can become a set-it-and-forget-it situation. I still check in to make sure all of my off-camera lights are firing and something didn't move in between my flash and the subject to cast a shadow, but I've become semi-okay with not reviewing every single frame. And with any portraits that are made outside, it's super helpful to be able to check in if the cloud cover changes so you can adjust your exposure or flash power to compensate. Are there times on a wedding day when I feel it's better to chimp than others? Sure. There are periods of downtime when you can quickly review the first look or the entire ceremony. Maybe once you've set up your off-camera lighting and before guests are let in from the cocktail hour to be seated, or when dinner is being served to the guests. It's an opportunity to either reinforce the sense of your own abilities or kick yourself because you realize there was something you could have done better in the moment. But this is how we learn. All that said, has chimping ever worked to my advantage or otherwise saved me? You bet. There are a lot of buttons and dials on these cameras, and a lot of options we can choose to make our cameras function in customized ways. Sometimes a setting for one environment won't translate to the next, and in the rush and excitement and pressure of a wedding day, sometimes you just forget to change something for whatever is coming next. Maybe it's the white balance or the ISO or a focus tracking option. If you take a test shot in the new environment, you can immediately see what you had forgotten to do and fix it. There are also opportunities with chimping that you can use to your benefit. When I'm doing portraits of a couple on their wedding day or during an engagement session, I'll turn the camera around and show them the occasional frame. Only the ones I think are good, of course. I'll make an excited sound if there's one I'm particularly moved by and show it to them. If I've sold it properly, and if they also think it's a cool shot, they'll be a little more confident about the process. Photography is a mystery to a lot of people, and people can be self-conscious. So if you can demystify it while photographing them, getting them to buy into the process, they'll relax and have more fun, and you'll ultimately get better photos of them. Sometimes I'll break out a film camera for a portrait session or just for fun. I can't help but laugh at myself when shooting film and I take a picture and out of habit immediately look at the back of the camera. Of course there's nothing there. I'll look around to see if anyone saw me and then get back to the task at hand, sometimes only to repeat the habit with the next frame like the photography monkey I am. Thank you for watching. I appreciate your taking the time to listen. If you like what you heard, feel free to leave a like, and if you're new here, please consider subscribing. What are your thoughts on chimping? How do you use the option, and has it ever gotten in your way? Feel free to share in the comments. If you'd like to see more videos like this and hear more stories, check out this other one I made for you. This is Ask a Wedding Photographer. I'm Seth Kaye, and I'm here to help.